Having been my first platform that I started this investing journey on and being their customer for over 2 years, I have decided to go ahead and leave the Freetrade platform. And in this video, I'm going to give you my range of reasons to why I've decided to do that. So if you haven't heard, Freetrade launched in 2016 as an iOS app, and it positioned itself as a low-cost introduction to investing, where at that time giants such as Hargreaves Lansdown used to charge you ridiculous fees to get into investing, and there weren't really much better platforms out there when it came to fees. So the main focus on Freetrade, given that half their name is free, was that they are low cost. They allowed you to buy fractional shares for as little as £1 with zero commission and very other low fees whenever they were applicable. In 2018 they launched the Android version, and when the pandemic hit, gold struck Freetrade, as it felt like every finance YouTuber was peddling some sort of investing platform, and investing became so popular over this time as there was excess money in the system and not much to spend on otherwise. Pretty much every stock out there at that time boomed, and as a result, by October 2021 Freetrade reached over 1 million active users. During this time, Freetrade became exceedingly popular because of its free share program, where many influencers actually marketed the product. Whenever their audience signed up, they would get a free share, some receiving tens of thousands of pounds in free shares. By November 2021, Freetrade handled more than £1 billion in assets, and pretty much that was the peak of Freetrade. Since then, there have been a number of changes that have gone against the whole ethos of Freetrade, and I feel like now as a loyal customer, I can put my foot down and give you a number of reasons why I would not recommend this platform and why I am actually moving away from it. So I want to first go through the positives of Freetrade and why I've stayed with them for so long. So I think out of all the investment companies that you can get that offer zero commission stocks and a stocks and shares ISA, I think that Freetrade by far is the best in terms of layout and how easy it is to use. When you do log in, you can see your complete portfolio balance at a glance. This includes any fluctuations you've seen over the year, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month period, 7 days and 1 day. This importantly includes all the cash you have, so it's very easy to see how much you have in your portfolio. It's also incredibly easy to go from your general investment account to your stocks and shares account, and at a glance you can actually see the balance of that. So as you can see in my stocks and shares ISA, I have around £53,000, and Freetrade as an amount has most of my investment portfolio because I actually enjoyed using that platform for very long. I think the Freetrade platform in terms of UI, so user interface, is probably the best. It's very easy to find the company that you want, go in, and then it is very simple for beginners to actually just buy and sell. There's not too many options. There's no candlesticks. They don't offer complex trading instruments such as CFDs. Like I said, no candlesticks and all these other graphs. You're just buying when you want to buy and selling whenever you want to sell. Also, it's very easy when you do buy something to see how much of that stock you have. So for example, this is the FTSE 250. Although it's an ETF, it pretty much is the same for all stocks. You can see the current value, the number of shares you have, the average price per share that you have in your portfolio, and also the performance of the stock at a glance. As you can see, mine is down by 2.69%, so that's £180 loss. You can also see the recent activity, and you can see when your dividends come in. One thing I really like about Freetrade is the fact that you can really quickly sort all the activity. So for example, if you were doing your tax return, you can go into just sorting everything by dividends, applying the filter and seeing how much dividends you got and how much tax you owe the tax man. Other things that I really like about Freetrade is the fact that you can actually have these limit orders. This is what kept me in the platform for so long. For example, I have 224 shares in the FTSE 250. If I want to sell it at a limit, I can do this very easily. So I can press sell. I can change from basic order to a limit order. Now, if I want to sell it when it goes to £29.90, for example, I can just press £29.90, press continue, and I can sell all my shares. Once it hits that critical number, I find that the execution speed is superior to everything, including Trading 212, and I just find it more reliable than any other platforms I've used. In addition to that, there is zero commissions. So when buying stocks and ETFs, there are no commissions. Whatever you buy it for is what you get. Whatever you sell it for is what you get. So it's very easy if you are profit minded to kind of buy and sell at your own risk and pleasure. Now, that is pretty much where the good stuff ends. Now, I think if you're looking for a provider that provides no commission, access to ETFs and stocks, this is a good option. However, there are a few things that have happened that made me come away from the platform, and the majority of this falls under pricing and fees. Up until recently, I have been a Freetrade Plus member. Now let's go through all the pricing tiers and I'll explain each one in detail. So firstly, we have the basic tier, and that is available for absolutely free to anyone to download the app and deposit money into the general investment account. Now in the free version, you do not get access to an ISA, so if you want an ISA, you'll have to actually start paying. Compared to platforms such as Trading 212, which offer a free ISA, Freetrade isn't competitive in the fact that it doesn't give a free stocks and shares ISA. Now the other disadvantage of having the free version is that you get access to a smaller stock library. Even though you have access to over 4,000 stocks, for some reason if you wanted those other stocks, you can pay more. So by paying nothing for your Freetrade account, you also get access to the most basic customer service, so they won't actually prioritize you, and this is one of the reasons why Freetrade isn't really a great platform. Their customer service comes at a premium, and even then they're not really quick to respond. I had a query about one of my dividends not being paid, and it took them over 4 months to respond, which is frankly ridiculous. However, the worst thing about the free tier is that they have a foreign exchange rate of 0.99%. Now this is nearly 1% gone in foreign exchange fees, compared to something like Trading 212, which has a 0.15% foreign exchange fee. This is absolutely not competitive at all. Now if you want to spend a bit to get your ISA, or you really like Freetrade, you can get their standard plan at £5.99 per month. Now unless you like to give someone your money recurring per month, this is starting to get a little expensive, especially for beginner investors or people with very small portfolio sizes. The majority of people I'm assuming that Freetrade has targeted in the beginning were beginner investors with portfolio sizes of less than around £10,000. So with the standard plan at $5.99, you do get access to their full stock library. That's over 6,000 stocks. You do get access to an ISA, and if I remember correctly, you do also get access to a SIP, which comes with its own other fees that you do need to consider. You still get basic customer service, but the foreign exchange fee drops to 0.59%, which is still more than triple what Trading 212 ask for. Now if you really loved Freetrade and you want to spend £11.99 per month, you can upgrade to their Freetrade Plus tier, and in this tier you get access to the full stock library, which is over 6,000 stocks, and the FX fee comes down to 0.39%. Like I said, this is still more expensive than something like Trading 212. If you do want to reduce the payment slightly, you can do an annual charge, which I don't know why you'd want to do that, at £119.98. It is worth mentioning that you do get interest on the Plus and the Standard account. On the Plus account, you get 3% of your money up to a maximum of £4,000. This basically covers the fee, but you would have to have £4,000 not invested into the market. At times like this, it really isn't worth it, with money market funds paying well over 5%. There's absolutely no reason why you'd want to keep that in your Freetrade account. And similarly with a standard account, you do get 1%, but that isn't really comparable with money market funds, and that is capped at £2,000 and 1% of that. Now this pricing and fee structure is the main reason why I want to quit Freetrade, but there are a few other reasons. The other reason is the uncertainty behind the whole company, as the company has shifted from a very profitable season during the pandemic where, you know, everyone invested their money. Now they find themselves in a more difficult situation with less customer deposits, and essentially they do have to make their profit. Companies such as Trading 212 do make a lot of profit from their leverage side, so the CFD side, and bring those savings onto their general investment and stocks and shares ISA. Having zero commission and very low fees is not an easy thing to pull off, and companies must find innovative ways into actually making money so they can stay afloat. It looks like on this trajectory, Freetrade will actually keep having to increase their prices in order to stay afloat, and that is not something that I want to be doing, as it eats into my profit and I can find better platforms elsewhere. Now you may have realized that everything in my general investment account is actually at a loss, so everything here is at a loss. What my plans are now is to actually wait until some of them go into profit. If not, they probably would go bankrupt, and then just withdraw all that money into my bank account. However, the same can't be said with my stocks and shares ISA. So this is my stocks and shares ISA. I've had it for 2 years, the tax year starting from 2021 and 2022. As you can see, I have more than £40,000 saved in here because I've actually racked up quite a bit of interest, over £13,000, which I'm very happy about. So what I'm going to do now is to actually sell off Disney, Master Energy and Alba Mineral, and then what I'm going to try to do is do an in-species transfer to InvestEngine, which is the platform that I've chosen to transfer these funds into. Because InvestEngine already offers the FTSE 250 and the S&P 500, both from iShares and Vanguard respectively, I should be able to do an in-species transfer from Freetrade to InvestEngine without much of a hassle. saw, I'm going to actually try to document this journey, so do stay subscribed if you want to see that. But once my ISA is transferred, a lot of stress will be lifted out of the situation because this has the majority of my money. Recently I have downgraded from the Plus to the standard version, so I'm only paying $5.99 a month instead of $11.99. As you can see, I'm currently paying the standard plan. You can see here I'm on a monthly plan, and that costs £5.99 just to get a stocks and shares ISA. So make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video.